Hello and welcome Around the Arc, number 2, no H. I'll say I this time. I found that out the hard way. If you're looking for Around the Arch, ESPN 88 is your place to be, but you're here. You're here watching Legacy League's Around the Arc, presented by Burns Tire. Week 3 will be over after tonight, but before, we have a couple good games tonight, including our game of the week, Monstars and Sportsbook. We'll get to that game shortly. Sorry, I should do this too. I'm Joey, Ben, Ryan, Ellis, and Matt. The whole crew is here. Tyler behind the camera. Ian and Will also standing by, doing nothing, so everything's back to normal. We're good. Whole crew's here, no one's missing, and let's do it. So, our game of the week, we'll make picks for that later. Please comment in. That's what I'm getting ready over here. I'm not looking at other stuff. I'm looking at the Facebook Live feed, ready to take questions and comments from you guys while we're live. But first, game of the week, like I said, 2-0 Monstars, 0-1 Sportsbook. The records are going to be a challenge this season since we're all messed up. We'll do picks later, but both teams like to play up tempo. Whoever wants to jump in first, let's actually do this. Which style does that favor more? The Monstars or Sportsbook?
I feel like that favors the Monstars a lot more because Sportsbook doesn't have too many ball handlers. I think Nick Baccarello is really their main point guard they go to, and they like to get it to him to push the ball. But the Monstars like to get the rebound and go right out in transition, whether it's Reggie getting a rebound or Seabrook getting a rebound, it doesn't really matter. But if they're going to play a fast-paced game and be in transition, I feel like the Monstars are going to have the upper hand there.
And for the Monstars, don't forget about Jabril. He hasn't come to play extremely well so far, but he might have a breakout game tonight. Jabril is going to have a clutch one.
That's not the last game.
Look out for Jabril to have a big game tonight.
So we got a Jabril mention. We're going to have to talk a lot of No Limit. We're off to a good start. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
I got the teams right, so we're already good.
Yeah, big improvement from yesterday. Highly recommend watching that.
Read the comments, too.
The comments were very good. Please comment in. We'll get some questions going. Anybody else in the game of the week?
I'd like to see from Sportsbook, a little fun fact is Scott Benzing from Sportsbook has made every single shot this year. That includes 7 field goals and 2 3-pointers.
There you go.
Just a small fun fact, he hasn't missed yet, so people watch out for him.
Absolutely. I like it. He's definitely been a nice addition for that team, and go meet him tonight.
Keep in mind, they didn't play last week as well, though.
Right.
I should point that out.
That's through one game, but still, 7 shots.
100%.
Speaking of fast pace, I'm ready to run, guys. It's been 2 weeks. Run TMC, Goon Squad, going to be a very good game, despite what other people think around here. What can my team, who likes to play fast, actually score this week and keep up with Goon Squad, who, again, in their one game, put up 80, right? So,
I think you guys are going to need a lot of contributions from yourself and your brother. You got last week. Your brother was, what's his name, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt,
that would be
Matt was doing a very good job of getting to the hoop. I think he's going to need to do that a lot more tonight, but he's also going to need to distribute. Going to look for you on the outside. Hopefully, you'll be able to knock down some shots. We'll see if Goon Squad can get their hands up in your face and get you rattled a little bit.
A little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your secret weapons going to show up. That's really all I care about. I want to see who this person. I'm dying to find out.
I haven't heard from him today, so we'll see. It might be a very secret weapon, and this secret may go on for a while.
So secret that we'll never find it out.
Last week you guys kept them to 35. I mean, that was the lowest scoring performance of the week. So if you guys can hold them down on defense, I think you guys have a good chance.
Also, Will Hudson's going to have to play a big role tonight. We can't talk about Run TMC without talking about Will. He was a beast on the glass. He's going to need to do more of that.
That's kind of his game, and I think he'll be okay doing that. Goon Squad last year, we took them week 1. They were a new team. We really didn't know a lot about them, and they were, like I mentioned to you guys before, a bigger, more physical team. Now they come back reloaded, a little different. So I'm excited to see. I mean, Matt Marconi, first team last year, I believe, and he only had 8 points in week 1. So that's not good news for us if he only has to get 8 and they had 80, right? Another game that's been well hyped. Stranger Danger and No Limit. No Limit comments yet. Hopefully that changes. But what does Stranger Danger have to do to stay off a poster? I love it.
I don't know that there's going to be much they can do, if I'm being honest.
Get the
no
paper
limit.
ready,
There's
right?
going to be no limit on the scoreboard. No Limit is going to put up a ton of points on Stranger Danger. They have no one inside to play defense. They're going to need Tyler Feldman to step up. He had a dunk last week
And almost
and almost hurt himself in the process. So, if he's going to risk his body for the team.
I like where that's going if he's risking his body.
Stranger Danger has good shooting percentage from the field, so I think if they're going to if No Limit is going to be putting up points on that board, I think Stranger Danger is going to have to reciprocate, get into the field, drive to the basket, shoot the ball, and make their shots count.
Stephen Eccles is going to be the huge part of that. Like we said last week, he's the catalyst for sure. So
I would like to say that I feel like we've kind of destroyed the Stranger Danger being bad kind
Hot
of thing. 2-0. Let's give them a little credit. I will say I don't think they're going to win.
Okay.
Let's preface with that. Establish that I'm not insane, but I think I say they'll keep it closer than we expect. It'll be a better game. They're not as bad as we say, but they're not going to win.
That's always good. You're not as bad as you thought.
if you want to go back and look at the 7 takeaways, they are 2-0, but that success won't likely continue.
Coach of the Year candidate right now is Tyler Feldman. We got to make that award.
Well, he's player, coach, admin, so
Camera guy, the whole thing.
I don't think he's going to be
Just
eligible.
yells louder than anybody else.
That's right. Shout out to the Weekly Rebound, saying that before the game, No Limit made Tyler go back to being an analyst, like before they could even get in the building tonight. So we'll see. I mean, I heard he's going to play, so hopefully that's not a true report there. But No Limit, they only had 6 guys last year. They've only played 1 game with now their new kind of 8-man roster. I still want to see how those rotations are going to go in a game, right? Like when they need people to show up and perform. Not that they won't today. They're gonna come out and try to stick it to them, I think. But those rotations, staying in rhythm. I'm interested to see that team now as a whole, how they work it out with the 8 guys, right? Speaking of Carmine, who commented on his Temptations take on Lob 203 tonight. I mean, maybe you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, right? But what does Lob have to do to slow down Carmine and company? It's of course that's Carmine, right? But if Adam Samuel shows up today, that'll be his first game of the season. You guys will get a look at him. But yeah, I mean, slowing down Carmine is obviously the first order of business. But can you even do it?
I'd say you have to double team him to start off the game.
Okay.
Put heavy defense on him, see what the rest of the team can do. Keep the ball out of Carmine's hands, possibly. Or better yet, just keep him out of the way. If other people have to move over to different defenses to cover different players, that's how it is. But Carmine Santarelli scoring 34 points against the rookies in his first game, undoubtedly the MVP of that game. He's got to shut him down this game and see what the rest of the team could do.
See, that's where I disagree. I don't think you can double team him because he's such a great passer. You're going to have to put a guy on him and face guard him. Just absolutely just commit somebody to him. You don't switch on defense. You don't help on defense. You just got to stay with him the entire time. Face guard him. Don't let him breathe. Like he's such a good passer. He's a good rebounder. He's a good scorer. He can do everything. You can't commit 2 guys to him because then he's going to find the open guy.
Basically, your 2 options are you try to stop him, and if you don't, you're even more screwed than you were before.
Exactly.
Or you let him get his, which may also not work because, again, he's a great passer. Trying to stop him and stuff just because they do play so fast that you can try to stop him when you can get in front of him, right? But if he gets the ball and runs, now you're no longer stopping him.
I think Lob should take like the Belichick approach to almost. Carmine is clearly the best player for the Temptations. Try and do your absolute best to take him away, make him pass the ball, make other players make shots.
Make them win uncomfortable.
Definitely.
Right, exactly.
Troy Brunson had 16 points in their first game as well, shooting a little under 50% from the field. So if he can get some shots up and get himself going, he could be a threat tonight as well.
It's not impossible.
Okay.
Just get your body in front of him and you can stop him.
Yeah, going back to the summer, Carmine was on I would say a less talented team, and we were like, hey, let's let Carmine get his, and we kind of half-assed that approach, and what ended up happening was Carmine got his 40, and everybody else was hitting shots, which is like worse than either approach you guys mentioned. So we'll see. You kind of have to have someone to stop him, though, right? I mean, it's good while you're talking here, and then you get out there.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Game of the week, Monstars Sportsbook. 2 people watching right now, that's awesome. Numbers are down. I'm not liking this. We already had our peak. We got to get back up to yesterday's numbers. But comment in any questions, as always, we'll take them. But let's get to our last topic. Game of the week, Monstars Sportsbook. Make a pick. And also maybe a sentence or 2. I know we talked about the pace, but anything else as to why you're picking who you're picking?
I'm going to go with the Monstars tonight. I just think they have too many weapons on offense, and Sportsbook doesn't have the defensive presence to stop them all. Reggie Stewart, Brandon Seabrook, both going to have big nights point-wise, and look to have a lot of rebounds on the glass.
Sure. I'm going to go with the Monstars, too. They're just too athletic for them. The Sportsbook could not handle the press against serial killers in week 1, and they're just going to do the exact same thing. They're going to press them, they're going to get out in transition, they're going to get dunks. Reggie Stewart's going to have a big night. I go Monstars, too.
So that's 2 Monstars, right? Okay.
Seabrook and Reggie Stewart are just too good. I got to go with the Monstars.
Clean sweep. That's it. All right.
I'm going with the Monstars. It's a clean
Alright.
sweep. Sportsbook is not a high-scoring team, so they're going to have to change it if they think about defeating the Monstars.
All right. I think it's going to be one of the better games. I think they'll keep it close.
Who do you got?
I'm going to take, I mean, I have to pick Reggie, right? I'm trying to, I got to stick with, someone who's...
Got to put
Get
Joe
him
on
on
the
your
spot.
good side.
Yeah, put me on the spot. Yeah, I mean, of course, stay on Reggie's good side. What, can't mess that up. Former
can't not do
teammate.
that.
But no, the Monstars are definitely a problem. Very deep. Sports looks sneakily deep. Colin Marcus doesn't get a lot of attention. A very good player that, it comes down to certain games, the style and the way you're playing, right? So against the Brotherhood, for example, you kind of had to be able to guard, you had to have length, and be able to run with them. In this game, kind of the same idea. You have to have the body to guard and bang Reggie, Seabrook and Corey Jacobs. You have to be big enough and also mobile enough with them. Colin Marcus is one of those guys. Benzing, you mentioned. They have the type of player. We'll see if they can actually do it. No Limit and Stranger Danger, Monstars and Sports Look at 9, Run TMC Goon Squad, Lob 203 and Temptations at 10. All the highlights on Snapchat. One comment today, no love. Back-to-back nights is tough.
You're going to have someone screw up again.
That's right. No errors today so far. We're not done yet, though. And, highlights on Snapchat at Legacy_Leagues, Legacy_Leagues 2. Interviews on Facebook. The site, as always, stats will be up later tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning. You'll see us. We'll do our post-game tonight before we head home, but that'll be up tomorrow. For the guys, I'm Joey. Week 3. Let's do it.